Hey guys, this is Gerald. Let me know if you can hear me. I am having some technical difficulties in doing this live. As you all come in, can you go ahead and please click the like button so I can see who's in? Just I don't know. My Facebook app has been crashing the last, I guess you could say, 10 minutes. So I don't know how long this live is going to be. Hopefully. I think I'm going to go ahead. I'm going to shorten it a little bit. But I wanted to, hey, Pat, thank you. Thank you. Can you hear me? Can you hear me on this live? Okay. Okay. Let me go ahead and get started, guys. You all, if you all haven't, this is your first time in the House Flipping family on a live, welcome. Welcome to the House Flipping family. We just hit over 8,000 followers. Thank you very much. We just hit over 8,000 followers. I'm sorry, 8,000 members in the group. And thank you very much. I appreciate that. 8,000 members in the group. And the group is growing like crazy. Once again, I want to take the time to apologize up front. I don't know what's going on. And I may have to go ahead and go to the backyard because my baby girl is getting ready to, I think she and her auntie are getting ready to walk back into the house. So today what I wanted to do, guys, is talk to you all a little bit about foreclosures. Foreclosures and this term pre-foreclosures and foreclosure investing. It is a topic that has been hot probably since before I was even born. And this is a niche that, as many of you have heard, or a lot of you have come across, where if someone hears the word foreclosure, if you are a buyer and you hear the word foreclosure, it is associated oftentimes with a great deal, a good deal. Okay, foreclosure that could potentially be very profitable and be a good deal. Put that in the background. My wife went ahead and put that up there. Something that is associated with a good deal. Okay, when it comes to foreclosure. Foreclosures is great. It's an opportunity. Is if you can get something called equity in the property. Okay, equity is value minus debt owed. That is equity. Equity is value minus debt owed. That is equity. 1 second. Let me go ahead and head to the back. So if you can go ahead and come across a property with a good portion of equity within it, you could potentially have a great deal. Now, that's still going to take some negotiating. And so let me first start off with this term referred to as pre-foreclosure, because many of you have heard the term foreclosure. When investors talking about targeting foreclosures or going after foreclosures, hey, thank you, Reggie. I appreciate that. Excuse me 1 second. Close this door. When investors talking about foreclosures are going after, when they talk about going after foreclosures, they're really talking about going after pre-foreclosure. So what is pre-foreclosure? Pre-foreclosures are foreclosures that are in the process, are properties that are in the process of going to foreclosure. What do I mean by that? So a seller or an owner is behind on payments. They have so much time before they make good with the bank. In other words, help to bring those payments up to date before the bank starts the process of taking the property from the seller or from the owner. That is foreclosure. Okay? So as investors, your focus with foreclosures is to focus on properties that are happening before that full-on foreclosure process. That is called pre-foreclosure. In the state of California, it's something like, it's roughly like 121 days. I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to have a link to the foreclosure timeline. I think I had that to all 50 states, if I'm not mistaken. I'll go ahead and I'll link that in this video as well so that you all can see in your particular state exactly the timeline before a person, how long it takes for that person, for the bank to go ahead and file an NOD, which is referred to as a notice of default, before that bank files a notice of default, to the full-on foreclosure process. States are different. Okay, so in your state, you may be listening in Pennsylvania, you may be listening in Texas, California, Nevada, different states, different processes. Yes, some of them are similar. And yeah, Nathan said after they missed 3 payments. Yeah, that is true in your area and a lot of areas, but different states have different processes. Okay, so I'm going to link a foreclosure timeline to your particular state, your area, etc., etc. And so the objective here is this: when you're talking about pre-foreclosures, you want to go ahead and mail that seller consistently. You don't want to mail them every week, but you want to have a schedule where you go ahead and target these sellers or these motivated sellers. They're showing that they're motivated. Why? Because they are in foreclosure. They have proven or they have basically told the world, hey, I am in some sort of trouble, whether that is a health challenge, whether that is a death in the family, whether that is a job loss, whatever the situation may be. Your objective as an investor is to go ahead and mail, as either direct mail, phone call, Facebook, whatever, contact that owner and negotiate a deal to where you can go ahead and purchase that property and turn around and wholesale it to another investor. Now, I mentioned the word wholesaling because many of you do not have the resources to go ahead and full on. Hey, Anna. Hey, thanks for chiming in. As you all are in, can you guys go ahead and please click the like button? I appreciate that. Many of you don't have the resources to go ahead and cure some of the defaults on these properties. If you do, that puts you in a even, I would say, an even a better position, because you're able to take advantage of some deals out there that many of these owners are going to go ahead and let go back to the bank. What do I mean let? Okay. The unfortunate part about foreclosures, guys, is this. Okay? You're going to come across some of the sweetest deals on the planet. Properties with a ton of equity. I mean, just these houses valued at $300,000. They owe $75,000, and nothing is wrong with the property. They may have, let's say, $5,000 in back taxes. They may be $5,000, and I mean, it's just a sweet deal with mountains and mountains of equity. And you are going to. The one thing I don't want you doing is this. I don't want you kicking yourself if you have not gotten that deal, even though it is one of the sweetest deals you've ever come across on the planet. Don't kick yourself if you've not gotten that deal. And this is why. There is a percentage of people that are out there that, even though they're getting bombarded with mailers, they're getting contacted via phone or mailers or Facebook or whatever that is. Hey, Feaster, how's it going? Facebook, whatever it is. There's just a group of people that are going to let the property foreclose. It boggles my mind, but it happens in every market throughout the United States. It's happened in every city, every area throughout the United States where somebody has a ton of equity within a property, and you cannot figure out why they have lost that property, why they let that property go. That's them. That's them. You got to understand something. The mind of somebody. I did a video several months ago. It's on YouTube. And I talked about my foreclosure. Okay? I talked about my foreclosure. And I got foreclosed on years ago. Now, I didn't have a ton of equity, but I got foreclosed on. I'm going to also link that in the description. Matter of fact, what I'm going to do after this video is I'm going to link all my foreclosure information. I'm going to link along with this video. I'm going to link it all on YouTube. In the description on YouTube, you can see all my videos. But I fall into foreclosure. That's right, your boy. And I know there's a feeling of hopelessness. There's a feeling of embarrassment, anger. Why me? All of these things are going across people's minds as they're going through the foreclosure process. Okay. And if you've ever known someone, and if you yourselves have gone through it, you know it hurts, man. It hurts the pride. It hurts. It just hurts because you're trying to figure out a problem that you don't know how to figure out. And one of the reasons I shared my story on Facebook, on YouTube, was so that people would reach out to me. And guess what? Yeah, people started reaching out to me, telling me about their participation. I appreciate that. That's the one thing that I relate to is pain. I can relate to pain. So getting back to foreclosures, as you're moving through the entire process and you're targeting these foreclosures that are pre-foreclosures. Remember, pre-foreclosures before they full on foreclose, before the property goes back to the bank. As you're targeting these pre-foreclosures, I want you to understand something. You're going to be mailing people roughly once every 3 weeks. Or you're going to be contacting them once every, I want to say 2.5 to 3 weeks. You have to be consistent. You have to be consistent in your mailers. You have to be consistent in your communication. You have to be consistent in your contact. Okay? Because remember, this is a numbers game. The toughest part about foreclosures is not just the foreclosures themselves, but everybody knows it. It's not like delinquent property taxes where these are kind of like invisible leads. Well, as many of you have gotten a course, they're not invisible anymore. Man, as many of you as that, and the thing about delinquent property taxes, guys, it is an invisible lead, essentially. When you all are calling the offices and people don't know what you're talking about, yeah, because a lot of people don't know. But anyways, with foreclosures, everybody knows it. There's a lot of investors that go ahead and they know foreclosures. Okay. And so you're going to face some competition. You are. And so when you get on the phone with these people, you're going to have to know what to say. And you're going to have to know how to do skilled listening. Okay? Skilled listening. People are going to want to blab. Let them. They're going to tell you their life story. Let them. You're going to have the tools to attract these people. I tell people all the time, use one of those investor curate websites. Great for attracting motivated sellers, specifically people in foreclosure. Okay, targeting these pre-foreclosures it can be gold, but you have to be consistent. It can be a beautiful thing, but you're gonna have to be consistent. Pat said, I've seen people go through people in divorce. I mean, it's sad. I've seen that as well. Being an agent, a former agent for 8 years in California, you see all types of things with foreclosure. So what's the motivating factor? It could be so many different things as to why they're motivated. It's easier to get the list with foreclosures. I have a couple of sites that I'll be putting up. But yeah, it's unfortunate. But pre-foreclosure is very profitable, guys. So what I did, because so many people have either written an article about the situation, so many people, what I did was I just created a simple ebook about pre-foreclosure investing, how to make your money before the bank takes the property or the bank takes the house. Okay. And within this ebook, it'll give you some ideas and some insight about the pre-foreclosure situation. Talks a little bit about wholesalers in there. Talks about how to go about getting these properties. What I'm going to do is this. I'm going to download this video, this live. I'm going to download it into YouTube. And then I'll go ahead and I'll post one to YouTube. In YouTube, I'm going to have my entire library of I've done of foreclosures. Okay, my entire library. I'm going to have this ebook that I completed. I'm going to have it for free for 48 hours. Excuse me. I'm going to have it free for the next 48 hours. Okay. And it's on one of my my little download store. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to give you all a code, and I'm going to link it above on this video on Facebook. Okay. You all go ahead, punch in that code. As you're doing the checkout, punch in that code. The book will be free. Also, when you get that book, go over to the channel, the House Flipping Guide YouTube channel. You're going to see this video, and you're going to see a ton of other videos in the description. All of those will give you enough knowledge, whatever it is you need, to go out and target foreclosures, pre-foreclosure investing. Okay, this will give you, I would say, almost everything you need, along with being a member of this group and asking questions. I mean, that's it. If you are an agent, if you are a broker, this is great for drumming up listings. For farming, if you all know what I mean, real estate farming, people that are agents and brokers know exactly what I mean when I'm talking about farming. So it's just a lot of value, guys. So this ebook will be available for the next 48 hours. So Monday at midnight, the code expires. Okay. Then you all have to, it's normal rate is whatever it is on there, but it's free for the next 2 days for everybody. I'm going to tell you this. If you all know somebody, take the time. If you have a family member, a friend, and take the time to bless them, man. Send them a copy. Send them a copy of this ebook. Send it to them. Share it with them. Give it to somebody. Okay? And bless them in that way, guys. But I wanted to go ahead and just do a quick video on pre-foreclosure investing. Give me about 5 minutes. And I'm going to link a copy and everything in the top, so you all can go ahead with the free code and everything for the next 48 hours. You guys go ahead and download it and share it with the world. Do what you do. Share it on your walls. Share it with your family members. Share it with your nieces and cousins and everybody interested in foreclosure, real estate investing, guys. Okay? All right. You all be blessed, man. Have a great day.